Hi everyone, happy Friday. It is Friday the 24th of November and I have decided to randomly film a Friday night reading vlog. So every now and then maybe you'll get one of these, or just Friday night reading vlog. I don't know, maybe it's a thing. Mostly I wanted to film something tonight because I got my package from Izzy, so I'm going to unbox that in a minute with you guys. I got some mail. I am going to be reading Kill Your Husbands by Jack Heath, which is his newest release that's coming out on Tuesday. So by the time this vlog goes up, this will be out, which is exciting. And I also have a couple of Palestinian children's books that I want to read tonight. So I thought I would just put all of it together in one vlog. We're just going to see how this goes. So that square up there with all the books leaning over, I lent about 17 books by a particular author. These are picture books, obviously. 17 picture books by a particular author to a class at, to a year level at school because they were doing an author study of this author, and we had a few of his titles at work, but we didn't have a lot, and I had a lot of the ones that we didn't have. So I lent them to them so they could read them and explore them and make shelf talkers for them. And now my books are currently sitting in the school library, and every time someone goes past, we have to go, you can't borrow those belong to me. But anyway, they're having fun reading them, and you know, that's the most important thing. I was very happy to lend them to the year fives and let them explore them. They had a great time. Oh, okay. So I bought some earrings. These are from Yarn Marketplace, which is a First Nations retailer. And they are earrings with Indigenous designs on them. And I didn't realize these were actually going to be metal. So these are quite hefty. Anyway, this is one design. And this is the second design, because I have tons and tons of earrings, but what I realized was I didn't have very many that actually are designed by Indigenous artists. So I'm trying to increase that collection as well, because of course I am. So that's the earrings. We've talked about the book. Oh, I didn't show you guys these. Hopefully you will have already seen a video where I'm wearing these. I got these and they are going to be absolutely terrible because they are full of glitter, but they're lipsticks. And I'm going to have a great time playing with them. The red in particular, I'm so excited. I think I'm going to wear this when I do my books beside my bed video tomorrow, which will go up before this video because of, you know, the timing of videos and everything. So we are going to open the box from Izzy. Looks like this. So backstory for this, if you didn't know, is I sent Izzy a box. I got a book signed by Nalini Singh for her earlier in the year, and she was going to get a book by Emily Rath signed for me. Anyway, she was much better at sending her box in a timely fashion than I was. But anyway, I was not expecting it to be this big. All right. It's all wrapped. Oh my goodness. Everything is wrapped. Okay. So everything in here is wrapped, which is awesome. Okay, so editing step. I did check with Izzy to make sure I had picked up on everyone who had put something in the box. So it was Izzy and Robin and Bree and Megan, and May was involved in the chameleon effect, but apparently it has something else coming when I get the copy of Parking Wild that was signed that Izzy's still waiting on. So thank you very much to my lovely friends. It was such a lovely surprise, and I'm very, very excited to start going through all the goodies and trying some of the food, and yeah, thank you. So she sent me a little Tennessee wall hanging. That is so awesome. So places and things from Tennessee. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There are some Funyuns and there are some snacks. It's good to see Ziploc is the same no matter where you are in the world. Mango flavored lollipop with chili powder and chamoy, I don't know, flavored lollipop with chili powder. They saw me when I tried all of the spicy things last time. I don't know how this is going to go. I love sour things. Sour pickleballs. Wow. Okay. I have no idea what these are. Okay. There are some gummy worms blood crawlers. So chili sweet and sour worms, and then dried mango with sweet chili. Never ever seen those. And then some chocolate and caramel clusters that will be delicious. And then everything else is wrapped in Ted Lasso wrapping paper. I love this. I'm really sad that I'm terrible at wrapping paper and that it's going to get destroyed. Okay, there is a card. Oh, some stickers. Oh, so these are from Megan. Thank you, Megan. I knew May had been part of this. I didn't know Megan had been part of it. So this is from Megan. Look. I will put this on for now, and then I'm gonna have to take it off because it is actually stinking hot here today. I love it. And a bookmark. I love it. I actually have another bookmark by Megan. It was here. Where did I put it? She has sent me one before. So pretty. Now I have matching ones. And she also made me a shirt. What is on the shirt? I love audiobooks. I love this color. And actually this is going to be great because it's long sleeved, and even though we're going into summer, I'm going to need long sleeve things. So thank you, Megan. Next one. Okay, this one has to be from Bree, and I know why this one is from Bree. I'll open this in a second and show you guys. So there is Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. Heart sticky notes. I love these. Highlighters. Oh, are these cards? So it's a note card set. I desperately need a note card set. Oh my goodness. I know these are from Bree because we talked about these. So these are little stickers for the rest of the story. So they're all quotes and little designs Bree came up with. We were talking about this for ages. So all of the players that we knew, she did little hockey jerseys for. We only worked out one of the players' numbers. Oh my goodness. I love them so much. And then there's this one. This is one of my favorite quotes from the entire book. Ah! So now I'm going to have to message everyone and find out exactly who put things in this box so I can make sure that I say thank you appropriately in this video. Okay. This one. Yes! Okay, so this is the special edition of Pucking Around, which was what Izzy got for me. So it has been signed by Emily Rath, and there is a print. This is from Pucking Wild. I love that. Now I have the special edition as well. And two more Tegan Hunter books. So Puck Shy and Blind Pass. I don't have these ones. My collection is nearly complete. So exciting. Okay, and then I think I know what this one is, because I've known about this one for a while. This is The Chameleon Effect by Joe Arden, and there is a funny story about this with the group. So they got it signed for me. So May and Izzy had gone and gotten copies of this and got it signed, and then read it and didn't love the book. So it's one of those in-jokes, but I will read it and I'll see how I go as well. And there's also little stickers. That's a nice box on a Friday because it's been a day. But yay! Oh my goodness. So many books. So thank you to everyone who put in for this box. I'm very excited. Okay, sorry if you can hear the air conditioner in the background. I desperately need it on at the moment. But I thought I would talk about a couple of the children's books by Palestinian authors that I have read recently. And I was really excited the other day because I heard Ashley from Bookish Realm talking about some of them as well. And I'm like, oh, great. Because some of them were on my radar and some of them I'm waiting to come in. So it's what I've found, because I've been trying to find good books, you know, for kids, talking about Palestine and really showcasing and highlighting culture and things like that. And there are some really fantastic books, but they're either really, really expensive to have them shipped here to Australia and I can't find them on my online library system, or they're fairly reasonably priced, but they are still coming from overseas. So I've got a couple of things that are still on order. I did manage to get a couple of ebooks. I've got one physical book and I'm really, really enjoying reading them. And I mean, if you guys follow me anywhere, you will know that I'm very much in the camp of Free Palestine, and what's happening is devastating and heartbreaking and just so, like, I'm so angry. And I'm sharing as much as I can over on Instagram. It's where I'm getting a lot of sort of the up-to-date things that are happening around the world, because I don't trust traditional news media outlets, and, you know, doing my own reading in the background. But, you know, a big part of my job is looking at literature and books and things that we can use with kids, and I will be talking about these over on Little Bookish Teacher. I'm just waiting for the last couple of books to come in, but I wanted to highlight some of them tonight because one of them has given me some inspiration for snacks for tonight, since I'm having a really lazy dinner tonight. So one of the books that I have been reading is These Olive Trees by Aya Ganame, I think. If I mispronounce anything, I apologize. This is a picture book. It is absolutely beautiful. It is so stunning. I got this as an ebook, and it is set in 1967 Palestine, so it is a historical story. The protagonist, she lives in a refugee camp with her family, and she loves to go and pick the olives from the olive trees just outside the camp with the family, and they make olive oil. And, you know, she talks about picking the olives and how, you know, when you first eat them, sometimes people think that they're bitter, and really just highlighting the importance of olives of olive trees to the Palestinian people. Amongst that, we get the story of war coming again to this refugee camp and the family having to flee, and our protagonist just being really devastated that she has to leave her home and the trees that she loves and cares for so much, and so she tries to leave her legacy behind and promises to continue that on no matter where she is. It is just a stunning book. It is a book that looks at sadness and the bitterness of war. It has a whole lot of hope. It really touches on the hope and belief that, you know, maybe we can move towards a better future where people are free, and the connection that Palestinian people have to the land and the connection that our character has to her family. Like, it's gorgeous, and the artwork is really, really lovely. And so I really loved this one, and I am going to try and find a way to get my hands on a physical copy of it. I think I said I'm going to read Homeland, My Father Dreams of Palestine tonight, so I will check back in with you. But another one that I found and actually managed to get a physical copy of it is this one, Zit and Zeta, which again, apologies if I'm butchering any names, by Amini Isa. And this is the story of a Palestinian family who I think they must be living in the US. The kids come home from school one day and they're hungry, there's no peanut butter or snacks, and so the mother, who is Palestinian, tells them about a snack that she had when she was growing up. It honestly just made me hungry. So it goes through the process of putting together the snack Zit and Za'atar. So Zit is the olive oil and Za'atar is the mix of tangy herbs, and it's beautiful. It's very much like a song. The illustrations are lovely in it, and it goes through every process. They make the pita bread for it. There is a glossary and some information about the author, and I think she's Palestinian, yeah, Palestinian American Muslim born. I thought this was great and a really uplifting story. You know, food brings everyone together, and I happen to have Za'atar in my cupboard. So that will be a snack that I have tonight. I will definitely show you guys. Oh, I just had a thought. Pause, please. I just remembered there is a Palestinian, Egyptian, Muslim, Australian author, mouthful, that does amazing books over here. And her name is Randa Abdel Fattah. And she has, this year she released a book called, this year? In the last 12 months, 11 Words for Love, which is 11 different ways that you can convey love. And I reviewed it earlier in the year. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. Beautiful, beautiful book, like absolutely stunning. But she also wrote this little junior chapter novel called The Very Best Donut, which is about a child who is fasting for Ramadan for the first time, or wants to fast for Ramadan the first time. But I just wanted to highlight it because Randa Abdel Fattah is just an incredible author. So if you see her books around, definitely pick her up. So yes, I will read Homeland shortly, and then I will talk to you about it, and then later on I'm going to be reading this one. This is a very weird mix of things tonight, but hopefully it will be entertaining. If you're not following me on Instagram, my links are all in the description. I am sharing as much information as I can on Palestine and the genocide that's going on over there, because it is a genocide. It is not a conflict, it is a genocide. It's one of those situations where I don't feel like I'm articulate enough on this topic, but as I'm on there and I'm seeing things, I'm sharing as much as I can. So that is definitely a place to go, because there is a lot of really important information coming out. That's where I'm sharing it. I will leave links to all of these books down below if you're interested in checking them out. Okay, I will come back in a little bit to talk about everything else. Okay, so I had some minor dramas while trying to read Homeland, in that my Kindle version is apparently not compatible with any single available option for me to read it on Kindle. It doesn't work on my Kindle, doesn't work on my phone, doesn't work in the Kindle Cloud, doesn't work in the Kindle app on my laptop, doesn't work on the Kindle app on my iPad. Anyway, but I went and purchased it on Kobo so I could read it, because I really did want to read it, and I'm glad that I did. So this is the story of some children who love listening to their father's stories at nighttime, and their father is originally from Palestine, and so he is telling them stories of his life. They know that it doesn't have a happy ending. They know that it ends with their family, you know, no longer having access to the family home in Palestine, and it's bittersweet, but also a celebration of their father's early life and the way that he loved and embraced his culture and the people around him, and was just so immersed in the rich, vibrant life that they had, and then the impact that being forced out of your home has. There is a really wonderful author's note at the back of the book. It has photos of actual people. The really cool thing is, this is the back end paper. So the end papers at the start of the book are all black and white illustrations, as though they're photos of his father's family in the past. And then at the back it is their family in the present day. And there was this really lovely line in the author's note, which I'll read. It said, "Like many refugees, the rest of my family scattered across the world. I have relatives in Chile, Peru, Canada, Switzerland, Jordan, Lebanon, and the United States. We speak different languages, we celebrate different holidays, we eat different foods. But one thing we all share are stories of our homeland." And that really resonated with me in reading this. There is also a wonderful glossary because it does feature words and terms in Arabic, and I love that there is a glossary at the back so you can go and you can check. I mean, most of it's context clues, you can pick it up, but you know, glossaries are always great. I really enjoy this one. The illustration style in this is really different from some of the other books I've been reading recently, so that was also fun to explore. So yes, those are some children's books about Palestine, so hopefully you find that useful. I am going to shower and eat food and then start reading Jack Heath's book. Lazy dinner means lazy dinner. Bacon and egg wrap thingy. Hi everyone, so I have finished dinner, I'm showered. I'm going to be reading Kill Your Husbands by Jack Heath. So this comes out on the 28th. Jack Heath is an Australian author. I really enjoy his books. So this one, I don't know if this is set in Australia, but it is about 3 couples who've all been friends since high school. They've rented a house in the mountains, and then as a joke, the idea of partner swapping comes up. And then they agree to it eventually. And then after this all happens, the next day, one of the men is dead. And they don't know who did it because everything was anonymous. So yes, I'm intrigued. Oh, the audiobook has multiple narrators. Do I have an Audible credit? I do have an Audible credit. The question is, how long is the audiobook? No, it's an Audible original. I don't need to use a credit. Okie dokie. We're gonna do this with the audiobook, or at least start with the audiobook, and then if it is too slow for me, then we will continue. Sorry if this keeps going out of focus, probably because I'm sitting back too far back, but anyway. Let's see if it's put it in, yeah. So the audio is 9 hours and 8 minutes. I will listen to it on at least 2.5 times speed, maybe faster. So many narrators. So many. All right, I will check in with you guys soon. So I'm 4 chapters in and I've realized that I am a bit of an idiot because this book is the follow-up to Kill Your Brother by Jack Heath, which I have read and reviewed and loved it. But one of the characters in this book, Elise, was one of the victims in Kill Your Brother. And it kept referencing things that had happened and I'm like, this sounds familiar. I just couldn't find my copy of it because I was going to grab it and show you guys. But very interesting. I am like 5 chapters in now. The narration is great. It's an Audible original, so you can just download it if you have the subscription. So far we have only the perspectives of Elise and Kiara. Kiara is a police detective. They both live in a small town. Elise is a paramedic. I think she's a paramedic or nurse. They are a couple, so yay, queer story. This is set in Australia. Amazing. I'm hitting so many things for the Australian Readathon with this book. And Kiara was the detective on call when a woman was hit by a car and revealed that she'd been staying at a place and that somebody was trying to kill them all. And so Kiara is the first one to go in. She goes in before tactical response and finds 2 dead men and a woman holding a knife at her husband, claiming that he cannot be trusted. And like that's as far as I've gotten so far. And I'm deeply intrigued. I didn't realize that this was going to be told from the perspective of other characters. I know we are going to get the characters who were in the house, but I'm intrigued. I'm gonna keep reading. So it is just on 10:30 and I finished Kill Your Husbands by Jack Heath. I was listening to the audiobook very fast, but that's okay because I was also reading along. But I was also doing things like laundry and bits and pieces, so I was actually making very good use of the audiobook tonight, which was amazing. The audiobook is fantastic. The narration is great. I loved the cast of Australian voice actors that we had. Sometimes I forget that part of my reading journey, a big part of it, and I've kind of realized I forgot to talk about this in my reading history. Big part of my reading history was reading crime fiction. So I spent a lot of time, and I think this was because I had a high school class or subject, like a reading literacy subject that was on crime fiction. So I did the Agatha Christie's, I did the Sue Graftons, I went through my Kathy Reichs and my James Patterson. I know that's questionable now, but I did that stage of reading. That's the kind of crime fiction that I like. I don't care that it's, you know, very highly commercialized. I don't care. Just something like this makes me happy. And so I had the best time reading this. It's because it's been a while since I read a crime fiction story, and now I'm thinking I've got a couple on my TBR that I haven't got to yet. And there's just something about Australian crime fiction. There really is. It's kind of hard to describe if you have not read Australian crime fiction before. There is a very distinct difference to me to Australian crime fiction and any crime fiction that takes place anywhere else. So as I said at the start, the basic premise of this book is that 3 couples go away for a weekend. They've all known each other for years. This partner swap is proposed, and as we read the book, we begin to realize it's not just a sudden thing that someone just randomly came up with, and that there is a real intent and motive behind it. And someone ends up dead, and we have to figure out who, how, why that happened. But then strange things happen, like the car keys go missing and the phone batteries have disappeared. There's no phone reception up at this place. And so you have this real sense of claustrophobia. You don't know who you can trust. And then interspersed with that, we have the story of Kiara and her partner Elise. And, you know, Kiara is investigating the case, trying to figure out what's going on. And she decides to rent out this house after it's no longer a crime scene and it's been cleaned, because she needs to get a sense of what happened. And she figures, why not? Let's go up there and let's actually see if we can sort this out. And Elise is going through her own things at the moment as well. And so this is a real test of their relationship, because Kiara's taken her partner to a murder house. But it's just really intriguing. But it is a crime book. There are some very gross scenes in here, so just be aware of that. There's some gross scenes. You know, this whole weekend where they're all trapped together, all of these couples, you know, are really forced to confront who they are. One of the partners is revealed to be a sadist, and his partner, and no one else knew that about him. And, you know, this causes some conflict because it was an unknown thing that popped up in the weirdest set of circumstances. There's also a lot of discussions about IVF. One of the couples is trying desperately to have a child. There is a couple that already have a child, and one partner in the relationship basically resents this child at the start of the book. And the thoughts that the partner has about the child are quite confronting. It's very much toxic friendships. There is mentions of revenge porn, where 2 of the characters were dating in high school, and one doesn't know how a video leaked onto the internet, doesn't know. And so that's affected the other person their entire life. There's blurred consent, blurred things around cheating. Like, it's very interesting. Shouldn't have worked, but it did, because it's Jack Heath and I trust anything that Jack Heath writes. This was a good Friday night choice. It's actually raining outside at the minute. It's still hot, but it's raining. Cozy murder Friday night reading. And as it turns out, as I said, it does fit a lot of prompts for the Australian readathon. Australian author, Australian setting. It's not hot, it's actually quite cold. And there is a queer couple in the book, so it would count for the LGBTQIA+ square as well. That is my vlog. This was a fun night. Great picture books. Great crime novel. This was the way that I needed to end my week, because we are now 3.5 weeks before the end of the year and the silly season has started. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this is totally random and a mismatch of who knows what, but I had fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. Everything will be linked down below. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. One would think that I would always check my emojis before I start to film my outro, but you know, no, I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that? If you want to chat to me in the comments, feel free to do so. But if you just want to let me know that you're here, feel free to leave a wine bottle. I think it's like a champagne bottle emoji, because... All right, I hope wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next video, which will be my December reset. Bye everyone.